Welcome to Edulution 2.0. Edulution was originally created as an answer to the COVID-19 pandemic, when the world went remote and students lost their opportunity to be in the classroom. To help prevent students from falling behind, Edulution filled the gap for those who didn't have Wi-Fi or technology. Edulution has supported the community for over 2 years, filling the educational divide through equity and access, ensuring that all students have a fair chance to learn and succeed in life. Our host is Ms. Pia Rosa, a Bronx-born and raised educator with a heart for her community. Let's start the show.
Hey friends, just wanted to take a moment to say thank you for your commitment to this program. We hope you enjoy this next episode of Edulution.
Hello, boys and girls. It's Miss Torres here for your CRE lesson of the day. It's been a while since we've done these videos together with the schedule changes and everything that's been going on. But we are back, and I am happy to share videos with you on culture and the different parts that make up culture: language, traditions, customs, religion, and all those beautiful things that make us uniquely us, right? So today, we're going to talk today a little bit about clothing, right? Now, clothing has a lot to do with our identity, right? The clothes we wear represent who we are. Even the articles of clothing that we may choose to wear, whether you always like to be in t-shirt and jeans, or you love to wear sneakers, or you love to get dressed up really fancy to go out. The clothes are kind of a statement of who we are. It shows people how we like to be represented, and it gives people an idea of the kind of people that we are. One of the things about clothes that's interesting is that clothes can also share your cultural background with others. Okay. There is such a thing as traditional clothing or clothing from your native countries. And these are the clothes that you would wear if you were visiting the countries where your parents and grandparents are from. And some of you may have family members, or you may still wear cultural clothing, clothing that you would wear in your country. Places like India, places like China, Japan, Yemen, the Caribbean islands, and Africa, prints and textiles and fabrics that you would see only in these countries. Many people here in the United States still wear the clothes that showcase their cultural background, which I think it's so cool. We always talk about how New York and the United States as a whole, we're very eclectic, right? We're like this big melting pot of different cultures and people from all walks of life. And it's pretty amazing how in a place like this, as big as the United States is, and as many people as there are, we assimilate to the United States culture and things that we do in America, but we keep our cultural identity alive. And you can do that by the clothes you wear. So I'm going to go through just a couple slides. I have some videos and a story to share with you today. So I hope you enjoy it. I will start with my screen sharing, and then we can get to the slides. Okay, so in this lesson, we're going to explore how culture plays a role in the way people dress and the significance of their clothing. So I have here a poster with multiple photos on it, and it says, "We all dress." Now, in this picture, there are photographs of boys and girls. So I just want you guys to take a little bit of time, just a few seconds, to observe the photos and think about, where do you think these children are? Now, when you think about where they are, you could think about their climate. Are they someplace warm? Are they someplace hot? You could think about what their clothing tells you about where they might be or where they might be going. The things that you notice and the things that stick out to you. Okay. So we'll just pause for some noticings and wonderings of we all dress. And then I'll go over a few of the photos. Just scanning through. One of the things that I notice about the photograph is that I see students dress similar. In each photo, you can see that the students are dressed alike. And if you haven't guessed already, this photograph actually represents students attending school, right? And they're wearing their uniforms. So I love this because it shows how even something as uniforms, where all the students wear them at PS 105, we wear uniforms. Um, it's still very different depending on where the children live. So this picture sticks out to me a bit because it kind of reminds me of our school, the light blue shirt with the navy blue bottom, right? These girls look like they could probably attend our school. But then I look up here, and this boy's picture definitely sticks out because he looks very cold. And by the way he's dressed, I can tell that he must live somewhere that has very cold temperatures. Okay. I can probably guess that this boy may have to walk to school since he's so dressed up. Okay. So that gives us a clue as to, different parts of the world, it's also different temperatures. So he may be in a very cold place. Okay. But if you look right next door, right, you see these boys wearing shorts. You can see the sun shining. So their uniform is much different than the one to the left. Okay. They're wearing sun hats. It looks like they're in a very warm climate. I love this picture on the right, how it shows the boys and girls wearing blazers and jackets. I think they look very sharp. I love that they have the same color. And that's really what a uniform is, right? A uniform is just making sure that the clothes look very similar to each other. Okay. Here's some more examples of uniform: brown and beige. Okay. Here the girls look very similar. The girls have here an outfit and the boys have like a shorts version of it. I love this. All the children in this picture have the same backpack, no matter if they're a boy or a girl. The girls wear skirts and the boys have on pants. Way in the back, you can see, but their backpacks are all yellow. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Here we notice the little girl wearing a tie. And usually a tie would be something that someone would wear with a suit. Usually a man would wear a suit and wear a tie. But here the girls wear a tie and a shirt with a white skirt. So very, very different. Here we notice the little girl, she's wearing her hijab. That's part of her cultural clothing that she wears. Okay. So yeah, all the boys and girls are in school, yet they all dress differently. So this just continues the idea that, depending where you live, your clothing can change drastically. Okay. So when we think about culture, we have all these different parts of culture. This is my little culture flower. We have rituals, behavior, your faith and religion, food, art, drama, and music, attitudes and beliefs, they kind of go together, language, and customs, those traditions, those customs, those celebrations. And clothing can also change depending on what part of the culture is being showcased. So when you look at the boys and girls here, the clothes changed dramatically from the last photo we saw. We saw the boys and girls in uniform, all dressed alike. But here, the clothing is much more fancy. Um, the cloth and the colors, they're so bright. The materials that they wear, these are what you would call traditional clothing. Not t-shirt and jeans that we're used to wearing every day, but these are the type of clothes that are worn for specific things. It could be a celebration. Maybe they are attending a formal event like a wedding, a special holiday. Okay. And clothing can also be worn for religious events or celebrations. So I love here how we see how the clothing changes from the day-to-day clothing of uniforms to getting dressed up. Okay, so these are some examples of um, clothes that other boys and girls of different parts of the world would wear. Okay, so I have a video I wanted to share. And I like the video because it tells us exactly what part of the world, what region the children are from, and why they wear the types of clothes. So we're going to look at some traditional clothes worn by children around the world.
Hello there. How are you? Today we are going to talk about traditional children's clothes. What clothes do you wear at home? Your clothes. Most children around the world wear similar clothes. In some countries, children wear t-shirts, shorts, jeans, and running shoes. Japan. The traditional dress in Japan is a kimono. There are many different styles. The kimono is a beautiful and colorful long robe. Children wear kimonos on special occasions. Scotland. In Scotland, the traditional clothing for men and boys is a kilt. A kilt is a type of skirt. They wear kilts at ceremonies and special occasions. Kilts are made from fabric called tartan. The tartan fabric belongs to a family or clan. Peru. In Peru, traditional clothes have bright colors and geometric patterns. They are made from alpaca wool. The clothing is warm because it gets cold in the mountain regions. Canada. The Inuit people in northern Canada need very warm clothes. These days, kids wear snowsuits, but their traditional clothes are made from animal skins. Seal skin is strong and waterproof, so it is ideal for boots and gloves. India. Traditional clothing in India is made with beautiful fabrics. Girls wear saris, which are long dresses. Boys wear a kurta, which is a loose shirt. Russia. Traditional clothing for Russian children is beautiful and elaborated. Girls wear a dress called sarafan for traditional Russian folk songs and folk dancing. Germany. In Germany, boys wear lederhosen for special events. Lederhosen means leather trousers. German boys wear lederhosen with a shirt and woolen socks. School uniforms. Lots of children wear uniform to school around the world. School uniforms are different colors and different styles. Some children wear their clothes at school. Do you use a school uniform? Do you like it? Let me show you some more examples of children's clothing around the world. Alaska, Venezuela, Ethiopia, Korea, Polynesia, Georgia, North America, Hawaii, Hungary. Now it is your turn to describe the type of clothing you're wearing, as well as their colors. But we will leave that as homework for you to present it in a few more days. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this class. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Okay, so I love how this video showed us the exact country, the location where these clothes were made. When I think about Peru and their beautiful geometric shapes and colors, and the alpaca, that's an animal. They take the wool from the alpaca to make their clothing. The same thing how we saw in Canada, how the Inuit people, they use seal skin because it's so durable and strong. They use it for waterproofing. So usually their boots and their gloves are made out of seal skin. So it's really amazing how, the clothes vary by region, by how hot or cold it is. They said that the outfits are worn for celebrations, for folk dancing, um, and it really was nice to see all the beautiful fabrics. I love that. I love that how in each place, how the clothes are so important to the people wearing them. It really is beautiful to see um, traditional clothing, right? It's not something that you see every day. I do love that some of our students at PS 105, they also wear their traditional clothing to school. Their parents might pick them up and they still wear the clothing that they would wear if they were at their home country. So I think that's pretty cool. It's always, you know, have a sense of curiosity, like why people wear the certain clothes they wear. But now you have a better understanding. It's their traditional clothing, it's what they feel comfortable in, and it's part of who they are as people. So it helps us understand better as opposed to staring or making fun of what someone would wear, just really understanding the lesson, the history behind why they wear this type of clothing. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay. The next slide we're going to look at is a type of article of clothing that I just wanted to talk to you about. Okay. This clothing piece is a hijab, right? A hijab is a veil or covering worn by some Muslim women and girls. Okay. They wear this in the presence of any male outside of their immediate family. And it usually covers their hair and it covers their neck, sometimes their chest, right? So, usually a hijab is made out of a scarf or fabric. You see some of our young ladies in school, they wear the hijab, or you may see the moms when they pick them up from school, they're also wearing the hijab, and it's worn by women and girls of the Muslim faith, the Muslim religion. Okay, and it conforms to the Islamic standards of modesty. So the women feel comfortable wearing it, and the girls also feel comfortable wearing it. It's part of their culture, part of their religion, and it makes them feel special. It's important to them to wear their hijab and without being looked as different. It's part of their clothing and it's part of their cultural background and who they are. So I have this wonderful story called Under My Hijab, and it's by Henna Khan and it's illustrated by Aliyah Jalil. And in this story, the little girl is telling us about the women in her family, right? The women she looks up to, the women in her life, and they all wear hijabs. And she explains to us how they all wear it differently. And then she shows us that when she has moments with them alone, when they're home or it's just them, how different they all look, and really how the same they look when people are not wearing their hijabs, their hair, and how they wear it. So I want to share this story with you before we end our lesson because it's one of my favorite books. All right, so I will play that now.
Under My Hijab by Henna Khan, illustrated by Aliyah Jalil. Grandma peeks into the oven as a brown loaf of bread starts to rise. Her hijab is carefully folded, like the crusts on my favorite pies. When she's at home in her kitchen, Grandma fixes her hair in a bun. We mix up some chocolate cookies and share a sweet treat when they're done. Mama makes jokes with her patient as she peers in his ears and his throat. Her bright pink hijab looks so cheerful, tucked into her tidy white coat. At home, Mama lets her long hair down as she rolls up the sleeves on her shirt. We laugh while we plant pretty flowers and make a big mess with the dirt. Auntie works hard in her studio. She's always dressed funky and cool. Her silky hijab towers up high, pinned with a handmade jewel. I help hang my very own painting on the wall of her colorful home. Auntie's hair is streaked pink and purple, a fine work of art she can comb. Jenna's our fearless troop leader. She makes us the gooeyest s'mores. Her hijab is topped with a sun hat whenever we hike the outdoors. When dark falls, we huddle together and share spooky stories all night. Jenna's hair glows as she whispers. I shiver and hold her arm tight. My sister Zaina in high school wears something stylish each day. She puts on a fashionable outfit and wraps her hijab a cute way. Zaina ties up her hair in the evening when she takes a short break from her book. Then we dig through the clothes in her closet to find her tomorrow's fresh look. Iman tries to earn her first black belt. A sporty hijab frames her face. When she cracks a board into pieces, I'm amazed her hijab stays in place. At my house, we dance to some music. I teach Iman moves that I know. My cousin's curls bounce, jump, and tumble as we put on our own private show. These wonderful girls and smart women inspire me with all that they do. I can wear my hijab like each of them, or try something totally new. Under my hijab, in a headband, or a clip with butterfly wings, my hair shines bright like my future. I can't wait to see what it brings.
I love that story. I love that she has awesome role models that she can look up to, her cousins and her grandma and her mom. And yes, they all wear hijab when they're outside, when they're working. But at home, she just shows how comfortable everyone is and just really how there's nothing really different and how beautiful their hair is. So I really like that story. Boys and girls, I hope that you were able to learn something from today's lesson about the different types of clothing that we wear, that we see every day on the street. You know, I always remind you to practice kindness. It's okay to be curious and ask questions, you know, why you wear that, or sneakers, or, you know, sweat hoodies, or the things that you like to wear. But you should never judge anyone by the kind of clothes that they wear. You should be curious in wanting to know the story behind why they wear that. And I'm pretty sure you would be surprised as to what you might learn from someone instead of judging them by the clothes that they wear. Look a little deeper, guys. You guys know how to do that. So Miss Torres is out, and I will see you soon. Have a great rest of the day, and keep on being your amazing and uniquely you selves. Take care, guys. Bye.
During this season, we're starting to see the weather change. Are you planning any activities or trips for it? I know I am. Get out and have some fun.
Hey friends, welcome to Blasting Off with a Share Reading. My name is Little Red Reading Hood, and we're going to be reading this poem together. But before we begin reading the poem, we're going to play the my turn, our turn, and your turn game. Do you know how to play that game? No? Okay, great. I'm going to show you. Okay, so when I go like this, it's my turn. And when I go like this, it's our turn. And when I go like this, it's your turn. Do you want to try it before we begin to read? Let's try it at least 2 times. My turn, our turn, your turn. One more time. My turn, our turn, and your turn. Let's try it without me saying anything. You guys were amazing. We are going to read the poem just like that. I'm going to begin with the title. First, it's my turn. Then it's our turn. Then it will be your turn. Are you ready? Great. My turn. I can. Our turn. I can. Your turn. You guys were amazing. You can read just like that. We're doing a great job together. My turn, our turn, and your turn. My turn. I can play with my dog. Our turn. I can play with my dog. Your turn. My turn. I can play with my cat. Our turn. I can play with my cat. Your turn. My turn, friends. I can play with my mom. I can play with my mom. I can play with my dad. I can play with my dad. I can play with my friend. I can play with my friend. His name is Ben. His name is Ben. Great job, boys and girls, reading our poems. I had such a great time reading with you, and I'm so happy that you read with me. Until next time, have a good day. Bye, friends.
Thank you for joining us today. From my heart to yours. Have a wonderful day. See you next time, friends.